Does the are the Iranians working on a delivery system for nuclear weapons, intercontinental ballistic missiles?
Yeah, I would say that the pursuit of an ICBM has been something that the Iranian regime has been going after for some time. I think the U.S. intelligence community has been watching that fairly closely. Obviously they portray it as usually tied to their space program or other types of activities, but
The Iranians have a space program?
they've been able to put some stuff up there.
I understand.
Yeah,
But the intercontinental ballistic missile pursuit, that is not a part of the negotiations and this discussion, as far as I know. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, the missiles are not. I mean, that's one of the reasons why you want to keep the UN Security Council sanctions in place, because one would expect them to go out and acquire or seek goods illicitly. Now, the reentry vehicle that would hold a nuclear weapon and the warhead itself are certainly part of this. And a lot of the IA's concerns are exactly on those two issues, that in 2003 their information is that they were developing a reentry vehicle and developing a warhead that was about 0.55 meters across that could fit inside that reentry vehicle. So that part of it is very much part of this issue.
Are the Iranians delaying and cheating at the same time, in your opinion? Delaying implementation of another deal, but also pursuing violations of previous agreements. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, would you characterize the IR-5 issue that's come up as a
Yeah, we asked the question if the IR-5 or feeding the IR-5 was a violation. I mean, we think it shouldn't have happened. I mean, we're not lawyers, so I would go as far as saying we think it shouldn't have happened. Now, the issue of violation, right now, the IA says that Iran its declared program is in compliance with its obligations under the Nonproliferation Treaty. They cannot say if there are undeclared nuclear activities or facilities that Iran may be pursuing. They don't have the mechanisms and the tools to do that. There are, so we just don't know. There is, on the PMD issue, the IA continues to say that some of the activities, and they would talk about nuclear weapons related activities, have continued. And I don't know if that would be a violation, but it would certainly be troubling if that was the case.
Sure.
I think there are 6 UN resolutions, Security Council resolution, including 1929, that was negotiated in May of 2010, that have enjoined Iran to suspend all its enrichment and reprocessing activities. And so the continuation of those activities stand in violation of the CRU. So in a sense, the entirety of the Iranian program that continues to operate is an illicit one.
Mr. McInnes, you want to weigh in on that?
I certainly don't disagree with Dr. K's assessment on that.
You do disagree or do
no,
not?
I definitely do not disagree with it. What I would add is, certainly given the history that Iran and Iran's nuclear program, my own personal opinion, I would be very, very surprised if there is not some type of clandestine and other types of activities ongoing that we obviously don't know about, or it's going to be a while before we find out. So that's, again, there's nothing in their history to change that assessment.
Has the Supreme Leader's statements, philosophy about demanding the destruction of Israel and then the destruction of the United States, has that changed his political statements?
No, actually, he's remained rather persistent in his notion and kind of fantastic claims that he attributes to the United States, such as, for instance, that the United States deployed atomic weapons in Japan to test them out to see how it would work on human beings. And he makes those statements continue unabated. So he's not providing his nuclear negotiations.
And I agree with you. They have not changed their philosophy about destruction of Israel and the United States, and we ought to deal with them with that understanding. The chair will yield 5 minutes to the ranking member, Mr. Sherman.